How are we doing today? Thanks for joining me at Real Hobby Hopper. Found another home site out in the middle of nowhere. Kind of hard to tell. These phones don't take very good pictures when it comes to what your eyes actually see. And that's too bad. Maybe someday. The neat thing about this one's probably the largest home sites we've found yet. It's got a lot of different buildings, a lot of different stone structures. So we're assuming this was the main house here. This is on old 1880 maps. And then out back here, it really extends out. There was a barn back here, an old apple orchard. So we'll walk down here. You can see this big berm here. Now that it's not level from the ground, but it starts sloping up. And what that is, we're assuming is that's the top part of the barn where they stored the hay. So that allowed them to get to the top level. And then when we come around, this was the inside of the barn. So you can see to the left, the big berm that I was pointing out, and then a steep drop. Well, this is where the cows were. You get down here and there's this concrete pad. Now this is the second one of these that we found very similar. Big concrete structure in the ground, and then at the end of it, there's a hole, a rectangular hole. Tree growing up out of this one. Anybody got any ideas? Throw me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. But it's just to the right of what we're figuring would have been the entrance to the barn. Because there's your berm, hay mound up top. You come in where the cows were. And here is the manure channel. They cleaned the barn out right here. You got concrete to the right, and then like a laid block or something to the left. I got an area of it cleaned out a bit up here ahead by my metal detector. You see what I mean? To the left, it's more like laid block. But then to the right, you got the concrete. And that runs right out probably another 20 feet to the end. And then you got a beautiful apple orchard out there. Also, I mean, old heritage apple trees. And then we walk out to the right, back of the barn, I guess. And you have more foundation rock structures. Different additions to the barn. Stall areas, there's a mound of rock there. And then you got this one. So you've got the back foundation of the barn here, or a wall. And then what would have been off the back, you've got these other structures. Now this one to the left, large rectangular structure. With no break for entry, so we're assuming the entry was a little more elevated. And it's probably, you can see the wall takes a left, maybe 20 feet, maybe 40 feet to there, comes across. But then you got this stuff here in the middle. Just a pile of rock and that. Don't know what that is. And over here you got more rocks lined up towards the back of the homestead, or back of the barn. Well, I'll stop here. Don't want to bore you. Just wanted to show you what was probably a good sized farm back in the day. Thanks for watching. Click like if you like. Subscribe. Real Hobby Hopper.